good evening everybody and welcome to the Potters Resorts 2022 World Indoor Bowls Championships live from Hopton-on-Sea. Coming up this evening, well, it's the Battle of the English. It's Greg Harlow taking on Denison. Our match officials for the game, our marker is Francis Fletcher, our umpire is Bernie Hill, and on the shot clock is Mike Davies. Well, let's get the show on the road and we're going to go live to the portable rink and join the MC, Mr. Johnny Laff.
Oh, thank you, Jason. Well, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Our first player out tonight is a previous semi-finalist in the International Open and making his 7th appearance at these championships, a former national indoor singles champion. Please welcome out Denison. Danny's opponent tonight is several national and British Isles titles. Is an 11-time winner of the WBT holder, including the Mixed Pairs Trophy, 2 Open Pairs Trophies, and a winner of the World Open Singles title. Give it up for the world number 6, Greg Harlow! In the commentary box.
Thank you very much, Johnny. Once again, everybody, good evening and welcome to the amazing Potters Resorts in Hopton-on-Sea. Joining me in the commentary box for this exciting game is Rob Paxton. Good evening, Rob.
Hi, Jason. Yeah, it should be an interesting game today. Danny's certainly got his supporters come up from Devon, so he's got plenty of noise in there tonight from him, I think.
Yep. Danny's got 20 people all made the trip from Torquay area, sat on the front 2 rows right in the middle. You can see them there on the left hand side. It's going to get right behind Danny. Greg's very experienced. He's used to playing international series with all that kind of noise, Rob. It won't bother him.
No, definitely not. So the only time it can is if Danny gets into a game with Greg or gets in front. If Greg can start the blocks early, keep the crowd quiet, and that's half the battle, really.
Nice and easy, Dan. Nice and easy. Here it comes.
Jiggle balls from Greg Harlow, playing literally just over the minimum length, 23 metres.
Here comes Danny.
Danny looking just to get down to the red ball.
It's a good adjustment here from Danny. Drawing the winner.
1 green. Gap is 10 inches.
My ball, please.
12.
It's nice to see in the crowd. I think the main thing is, as long as they appreciate when somebody else is on the match, you just remain quiet. There's nothing wrong with it at all. I welcome a good loud crowd. I think that's what the game needs.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's the same when when Wayne Realgris is up here, the Beast. Obviously, he's back on Monday against Skelton, so it should be a great game. And obviously, I'm sure he'll come up with a coach load as well. And I say it's great for the sport. It's what we need, just that noise, that atmosphere.
Yeah, his kids are in the audience as well on the front row. Now, this just needs to get back to the red bowls. Just slightly overplayed. Will it get back? Good effort.
I think Greg might even be tempted it. First bowl. Get the chip on the winner. Give himself 2 or 3.
He's looking to chip this bowl away from the jack. Well, it's made contact. It's going to go out the ring. Danny Denison's bowl has travelled through. Might still be one. Close. Probably one red.
One shot, Greg Harlow.
Set score 1-0, first end.
That's his crowd of supporters there. Danny's personal sponsor is also sat in the crowd, Brian. It's nice to have a sponsor, Rob. It's good people supporting the sport.
Oh, it is, yeah, definitely. Certainly helps. So most of the sort of 16 are sponsored by companies, bowls companies and all that, which is fantastic across the board. Say individual sponsors for qualifiers is great as well. It just helps getting for them to all the events and everything like that and trying to qualify.
Yeah, Danny Denison obviously just has that little walking stick just to aid his balance. That was involved in a really nasty car accident. Has not always played bowls with that walking stick, but you know, very nasty accident. Unfortunately, just now needs that just to steady him on the mat, but he still plays some top class bowls. Been here 7 times now, Danny.
Go on, Danny, go on, baby. Good effort.
Last time Danny and Greg met was in the first round of the Scottish International back in 2004. Danny Denison actually won that on a tie-break, Rob.
And certainly a few years ago that one now. Both players have aged a few years since then and gained a lot more experience. So Danny on the open single circuit, he plays most of the events and does extremely well, so he gets an awful lot of singles practice in and matches these days at a good level, and so I think he'll be competitive out there against Greg tonight.
Just needs to make the trip.
One red. Two red.
Again, just not making the trip. Just very good lines with all three.
Still
Just
two.
that kind of 2 feet,
Last
2.5
ball.
feet short of what he needs.
13 inches short of
There's
jack
been an
high.
awful lot of that so far this year from players. So nothing wrong with the rink, just slightly slower than normal. Lines are still good on it. There's an awful lot of players just pulling up that sort of 18 inches to 2 foot.
Greg looking just to navigate these short green bowls with a good length. If he gets it underneath with a decent pace, he'll finish well.
Two red.
Go on, Danny.
Just moving across on the outside of the mat, just to allow the ball just to bend that little bit extra at the end.
Come on, baby. Nice, come on. Come on.
Just going to drift past.
Two shots, Greg Harlow.
Set score 3-0 after 2 ends. That length 26 metres.
Come on, Dad.
Two feet gap.
Still plenty of room.
Only better from Greg there. He's taking a couple of ends just to find his range really with his first opening bowls. So if he plays like he has been in the last round of the pairs, the semis of the pairs, Danny's going to have his work cut out tonight.
Here it comes.
One green.
Well, still options for Dan. Just a nice draw, just get past his own and then back to centre rink would be very good.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, Dano. Get in there, son.
Here all week. A well earned rest. Well, chance for Danny down this forehand, even if he just gets to his own ball, Rob. He's got a ball waiting, could make a 2-3 if he drifts past as well.
Could do. He might even turn over, to be honest, down the back, just trying to get inside Greg's swing bowl. Just gives him something to come off as well.
Come on, baby.
Can't be far off. Just gets past his own for 2. Oh, brilliant. Very good ball.
Acknowledges the crowd with that one as well.
Two shots, Tony Denison.
He whizzes his walking stick around like
Set score
Charlie
3-2
Chaplin,
after
doesn't
3
he?
ends.
I think he'll go a lot further than he did on the first end. Yep.
Shot length 28 metres.
Get down to the ball or jack now for Dan.
He might be tempted to have a little run at this.
Come on, Danny.
Just sticking to the draw. Danny's certainly not afraid to go.
Well, it's a better second.
1 red.
Last bowl, jack high.
Last bowl is 13 inches short of jack high. One red.
Well, still a chance. Danny can get down solid on the red for 2 or 3. Touch on the jack, also worth 2 or 3. Oh dear.
Just looking to lose 2 foot of his last bowl. Got a chance for a good double here. Plays it well. That's a great shot.
Yep.
2 shots, Greg Harlow.
5-2 the score.
Set score 5-2 after 4 ends.
Don't forget tomorrow sees the start of the mixed pairs event.
Jack length 27 metres.
Kicking us off in the morning, 10 o'clock, Laura Daniels and David Gourlay faces Kerry Packwood. And Greg's on again, first thing. Not much rest for Greg. Just not settled in yet, Danny. Just struggling just to find that consistent pace.
Yeah, it's always key, but certainly this year that first bowl is so crucial on this rink. Players that find it are certainly dominating every end.
Your bowl, 3 feet.
Come on, Johnny. Here he comes. Oh, man. Oh, baby.
Well, this just needs to hold up down that tight line, just not making the trip again. So
Too red.
we'll just apply a little bit more pressure.
And he's good again.
3 red.
A bit of pressure. There's still room down there for Danny. Needs to find a good one here.
Come on, Danny. Here he comes.
Certainly on a better line.
Is he making the trip though? Needs to be up at 3 down. Well, there's a choice to be made now from Danny. He hasn't really found this length. He can stick with the draw, but he could also play straight through them on the backhand. Just try and get rid of a couple of bowls.
Yes, must make this, otherwise it's almost the set really. Still time, but
Well,
looks further.
needs to get inside this red bowl. He's coming back now. Oh, what a big bowl that is. That is a big bowl.
Certainly needed that one. Good to set alive.
1 shot, Danny Denison.
Set score 5-3 after 5 ends. Shot land 24 metres.
Come on, Danny. Come on, get it there. Come on, baby. Get it right.
This is a better first bowl.
Come on, baby. Keep
Cracker.
The best first bowl he's played this match so far. He's going to have to keep finding those, put Greg under a little bit more pressure. And waking his crowd up as well, won't it?
So
He's
it
got
will.
there.
He's drawing this off. Oh, superb. Oh, Rob.
Just needs to run a touch, I think. It's just on the inside line. It's a great effort from Danny.
1 red.
Much the same bowl from Danny here. It'll be very close.
Yep, can't change much. Just needs just that little bit extra pace. Gets down to this jack. Tuck it round the corner. Just needs to run.
Go on, Danny. Come on, baby. Come on, son.
Just tempts Danny into playing that perfect pace, I think, putting that ball there.
Conversation there with Danny and Greg. I think Danny was telling Greg what he's going to play. I'm sure it wasn't that, probably.
Well, with a shot clock, it's not the time you want to start engaging in conversation. Close.
Two shots, Greg Harlow.
Go on, Danny.
Set score 7-3 after 6 ends. Shot length 26.5 metres.
Greg certainly started to find his opening bowls now. Mitchen putting Danny under a bit of pressure, and he's got to pretty much win all 3 ends now, I think, to give himself a chance in this set.
Yep, definitely needs to win this end. Just playing just quite a few short
2.5
balls, Rob, at the
inches
moment.
Short of jack high.
Especially in this direction, away from the start.
This is down a very tight line. How's the pace? Yeah, I thought he was just slightly over. Get back to the jack. Very good effort. Very, very good effort.
Favour red, very close.
Bit unlucky.
My last bowl, please.
16-inch gap.
Yeah, great adjustment on from his first. Gives Danny a bit of a chance now. Just to get inside his last bowl. Even turn the jack himself, really.
Okay.
The face won't let go of that. Down a similar line. It depends what the pace is like. Not far off here, Rob, if he runs.
That's all, I think.
Yeah. Again, just slightly short.
First time out call of the match here.
Timeout. Greg has 4 timeouts remaining.
Well, both players have had a look. They'll make their mind up whether they think they're in or not.
Brooks down the tighter line this time. Must be trying to turn it himself. I think he's just under.
Oh, nearly. That bowl's actually not finished in a bad place, Rob.
Yeah, I mean it's close to saving the jack, but I think Danny should be able to get around that with good pace. Just looking to draw the shot, and if he does get a little touch on the jack, it's a bonus. But the way Greg played that, I'm just wondering if it's really close and he wasn't sure he was holding.
Danny has 4 timeouts remaining.
Come on, darling. Come on, buddy.
Well, the line looks pretty decent, but I don't think he's getting here.
Measure done.
Umpire, please. Measure for shot.
Right, it's going to be a measure for the shot. Umpire Bernie will come on. You can see the caliper there, look, just...
1 shot, Danny Denison.
Well, one to Danny. That was a popular measure there.
Yeah, I did wonder the way Greg played his last bowl, just that reaching bowl on the inside line.
So that score is 7-4 after 7 ends.
Well, 3 needed at least for Danny out of the next 2 ends.
A double here would be really good for Danny. So as yet he hasn't
Backland 28
backed up
metres.
an end that he's won with another one, so he definitely needs to do that now.
Yeah, for the last 6 ends they've been winning to each other's jacks, so... He has changed the length quite a bit this time though. Just needs to nail his front bowl really. Only just. Oh, chance again.
Come on, Danny, bring it right. Come on, baby. Come on.
Just under 3 feet.
Just not taking the chances, Rob, when when Greg's just leaving this door open. That was a big ball for Danny to get in there.
Yeah, so Greg gave him another opportunity to nail one there, and Danny didn't punish him. So I'll be surprised if Greg doesn't do what Danny should have done. Greg was certainly looking to be sealing the set on this end.
One red.
Shot, but there's still plenty of room there down for Danny.
Well, it's a very good line. I think it's going to be the shot bowl.
Last bowl. 9 inches short of jack high. One green.
Right, well, again, another chance. Make this count. Back in this set.
Yeah, he's got to get this one in, Danny, really. Oh, on a good road again.
Must it miss?
Yeah, he's really good.
Oh, fantastic bowl. Yep. 9-2 at the moment.
2 green.
Greg will just look at some angles here. Do you think he'll just try and draw this, or do you think he'll force something through the pack, Rob?
Well, the perfect bowl is he's just had 2 foot yard on his last down the 4, but he might be tempted. There's a possibility he could get green onto green, give himself a shot,
Greg has
and if
3
he did take the
timeouts
back one as
remaining.
well, he could win the set. Or he's just taking a chance through the front reds, but that could be risky. That would be down his favoured forehand.
Yeah, just trying to draw this. Even if he lifts his own.
Doesn't look right from here.
Two shots, Danny Denison.
So it's going to be another 2 for Danny. 1 in it going into this final end.
Set score 7-6 after 8 ends.
Just say it.
Both players won 4 ends apiece.
He's just shortened it slightly going this way.
Jack length 24.5 metres.
That's been his problem. He just hasn't been quite getting up to the longer length.
This is where he wants a really good first bowl.
great road. Just needs to run a bit.
Again, just that metre short. Very good start from Greg Harlow.
He needs to get round his own green, but
Yeah, just got wrecked off his own short ball.
I'm going to be looking just to turn this jack, just slipping it.
So I wonder if I might just play down to this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
down the back.
man's solid on Greg's ball.
Might even play bigger, get the jack clean through.
Well, close, nice solid contact on the jack. He's gone with it, the jack stayed in the rink. And his bowler stayed in the rink, but it's a long, long way. I think the jack's roughly around about 2 feet inside the rink. Last time I saw it. This isn't easy with the short balls being where they are.
No, and to be fair, I mean, you'd probably favour Danny now. He's only got the one bowl at it, but his bowls are not quite as bendy as Greg's tonight.
Now, how far can this bowl stay up? Well, that's the bowl Danny Denison needs to beat. If he's to tie this set, Greg will have a ball to play it off.
He's certainly on a good road, Danny.
Yep, the road's good, all about the pace.
Pace looks pretty good. Good enough to win it.
I thought he was about a yard further than that, actually, Rob. Seemed to pull up quick. I thought he was a lot further than that. So that's a set lie at the moment. Greg Harlow one ball to beat it. So it's set tight. Can't count late at night. Nothing special, just needs to pass the last green bowl. The line's perfect. Weight looks better. Yep, this is enough.
One shot in the first set, Greg Harlow.
Yep, Greg Harlow then takes this first set 8 shots to 6. Well, I think Danny just needs to concentrate on those first 2 bowls, Rob. I think that's the thing at the moment.
Yeah, he's been playing quite well coming back to the start. He's found his weight better, but just going away, he's just dropping generally 2 or 3 bowls short every end. And against a player like Greg, he just can't afford to be doing that and giving him room. He got himself back into the set, but it's probably a fair reflection on that first set, Greg getting over the line.
Shot line 24.5 metres.
Well, some good opening bowls
red.
here from both Greg and Danny.
That's a great strike from Danny there, much needed. Just needs to ease in a little bit here. He's good. Another one in, probably the shot. Just giving Danny a little bit of room.
One red.
Big let off there, really.
Yeah, they're the bowls at this level that
One
you
shot,
really
Greg
do
Harlow.
need to make count.
Set score 1-0 at the first end. Shot line 24 metres.
Loose start there from Greg this end. So Danny just needs to step on the mass and just put Greg under a little bit of pressure.
Yep, just needs to go up a couple of gears really. That's in for another.
Yes, that counts, but it's just not close enough really. 18-inch gap. You expect Greg to add one into here. A slight adjustment off his last.
Two green.
I'll take him.
2 green, I'll take him, he says. Want to get this just inside the red. Is he reaching? Well, again.
2 green.
Just that opportunity again. Can elect to play either hand, even the backhand, just round the red ball on any hand.
There's definitely a golden opportunity for a treble here for Danny. Definitely on a good line, all about pace now.
He misses the front, is very good. Yep, well done. Yeah, 3 for Danny.
3 shots, Danny Denison.
Set score 1-3 after 2 ends. Jack length 25 metres.
Playing this nice forehand, it's probably, would you say it's the biggest hand on the green, Bob?
Yeah, definitely. It's got a nice good draw on it. Pretty much always get back to centre on it. The 2 backhands are probably the slightly flatter hands on the green this year. I say the lines are pretty good. The day, if you don't get close on here, it is your own fault really. There's no tricks or anything like that.
Again, struggling.
16-inch gap.
Yeah, he's just really struggling for pace out there, Danny, really, to find any consistency. I don't think there's been an end yet where he's actually grouped 2 or 3 bowls together.
No, he's been quite reliant on his last 2 deliveries. I'll be down the backhand now, looking to get something, at least a good second. Hopefully shot, not a lot of room. They just sneaked him for second again.
8 inches short of Jack High, 1 red.
Yeah, 1 red.
One shot, Greg Harlow.
Set score 2-3 after 3 ends.
Well, Greg just thinking about this chat length.
That length 29 metres.
High ball.
20 inches short of Jack High.
So it's this way again. This way again, away from the start. This Danny's really struggling with his pace.
It's always slightly cooler in that top left corner. So many times you can keep rescuing yourself with 3rd or 4th bowl. He's left himself in trouble again. Wants to reach with this.
Definitely better. Just through this time. That's the problem. You've got to make sure then.
Red.
It's that quite easily slip away from Danny in a couple of ends unless he starts to find a couple.
Yep, at least to give himself a chance with that bowl. You know, never up, never in. It's not a full house. It's not a massive target should Danny want to attack this. He hasn't got anything near, that's the problem, Rob.
No. All he's got is the dead draw down the backhand.
To watch that clock.
Danny has 3 timeouts remaining.
back. Well, there's a draw on the backhand here. If he doesn't favour the draw, he could always elect to attack it and just try and, you know, get rid of something. He has got the best back if there is any jack movement. It's not a massive target, that's the issue. It's too wide. And the loose end from Danny's going to pay for it. Full house of 4 for Greg.
4 shots, Greg Harlow.
Set score 6-3 after 4x. Trap line 29 metres.
Yep, that's a bit better.
So this one,
Just
Danny
under
hasn't
3
been
feet.
too bad. So it's just been going away from the start where he's really struggled. Certainly getting to the stage of must-win ends now for Danny.
One green.
It's good again.
Yeah, certainly close. Slightly bent away. Might still be in on a decent length. Greg just urging this up. Not an easy shot for Dan. He is lying. 6-3 down. Needs to make it count. Try and get these 4 that he's
Close
just
on the
dropped back
second.
as soon as
Definitely
possible.
one green.
And he should be turning over really down the 4. Nice wide draw. It'll get down there on a nice line.
Yeah, it'll definitely come back on a decent line.
Needs to run now.
Similar shot for Greg. He can play either hand with a draw and just miss the front.
Fine. Greg has 2 timeouts
Whichever hand
remaining.
he favours, really.
Imagine he'll still be down the backhand. Getting to his red with dead pace will be enough to turn it in for shot. Or you just go on either side. quicker. Looking for the jack.
How's his look? Well, his ball's fallen back, so I think that's definitely going to be 2. So this is a big bowl for Dan.
2 green.
Played a good line with his third, just needs to add the 4 feet that's needed.
And again, Danny's got another opportunity. He hasn't taken many so far this game, but
Danny has 2 timeouts remaining.
Again, he's not taken this chance.
Two shots, Danny Denison.
definitely just 2 free draws really.
Oh, he did.
Set score 6-5 after
Didn't
5
even give him a chance.
Well, brought the mat up a few yards.
Shot length 23.5 metres.
And just made the length. So this shows me how much he's struggling here. You know, first bowl, free reign of the rink, just still deciding what hand he wants to play.
Yeah, he's obviously favours the forehand, but he's just struggling on it tonight. So I think it's a wise choice to turn over, play the backhand, slightly flatter line. Obviously getting frustrated down that forehand side. So sometimes just start again, have a change.
Two red.
And once again, this way Danny finds himself in trouble.
Yeah, it's really not happy out there, is it?
Just having a quick look down the forehand, but hard shot to get round the front green.
Yeah, I could time it down, you mean?
On a better line this time. All about pace.
Well, 6 down, we're close. Might just be
2
2.
red.
Good chance here for Greg. Get a treble, and if he does get a flop off the back, drop the jack forward to make a 4.
Two shots, Greg Harlow.
Set score 8-5 after 6 sets. Shot length 24 metres.
Well done here. Nice clean jack. It's a very good bowl. They played an exceptional first bowl. Danny managed to find one.
Greg's certainly in the area again.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh, look at that. Probably inch perfect, I think.
Danny playing a hard weight here, just trying to arrive into it. Greg will be going deep this time.
1 red.
Down to the respot. He hasn't got an easy shot here, Danny, really.
No, the head's very compact. Even if he hits the head, he's not guaranteed to get the shot from it. Trying to hold it up with a little bit extra pace, but it goes very quick there. Depends where that bolt finishes. Does he get the spot? Greg's just checking that back position, which ball has the respot covered.
I'd say Danny's definitely wins the respot, but I think Greg's just looking at angles.
Greg has
Will the jack go
one time
out? Will
remake.
it stay in? Depends on the pace. Can both his bowls go and not much movement on the jack? which there is a possibility if Danny's quicker down the forehand. Fortunately, you only cover one thing. I'd probably try and split the 2 greens.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good call, Rob.
Lose a couple of foot off his last delivery.
Yeah, it's a good ball. That I think that might just have the spot, so that does put Danny in trouble.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if Danny's got a chance down the forehand here. Quick down the forehand, get Greg's front bowl into the jack and the other bowl. Jack could lock in, both reds could leave himself 1 or 2 shots.
Timeout. Danny has 1 timeout remaining.
We'll see the shot he wants to play down the backhand, but it's just so hard. I'll be quick down the 4. Front red into the jack. Just under the line.
Yep.
One shot, Greg Harlow.
Set score 9-5 after 7 ends.
Well, a big ask now for Danny. 5 shots in 2 ends needed. It's not impossible, of course, but it's a big ask. Greg will just need to win this end. That'll be enough.
Jack length 27 metres.
Oh, good start.
One of the best opens this way so far. A slight adjustment for Greg here. And so he'll certainly be looking to seal the match in this end.
Great ball from Greg.
My last goal, please.
2.5 inch
Just
gap.
doesn't look comfortable out there tonight at all, Danny, is he really?
No, he hasn't. And we both know, and anybody that knows Danny is a much, much better player than that. But the portable rink, as you know very well, Rob, it's been a little bit strange this year, hasn't it, to be fair?
Yeah, say it's slightly different. I mean, the lines are still pretty good. It's slightly heavier than it has been in the past. But say it's just one of those things out there. It can happen to everyone and has done. But yeah, it's just a shame. Danny's played really well to get through the qualifying events and get up here. Just hasn't found his game tonight.
Can he chip this bowl away? Oh, well picked out.
One green.
sure how Denison done must get needs at least a double out of this, preferably a 3, but
Yeah, that'll be enough.
forehand, green bowl on Jack,
1 red.
bowl on Jack run through, possibly yourself for a double or 3.
Yep. Yeah, he's seen it. Definitely needs to make a few.
Yeah. Not with this one, he might get the win, but no.
1 shot.
That's it.
Second
One to
end
Greg.
of the match, Greg
Over
Harlow.
the line goes Greg into the next round.
Yep. Well, a little bit of a scrappy game to begin with in the first set, but it was all nip and tuck. Greg managed to take it 8 shots to 6. Then Greg found his form, came flying back to win that set pretty comfortably, 10 shots to 5. So we leave the singles just for a couple of days, and we're going to go to the mixed pairs tomorrow. Starting off at 10 o'clock in the morning, we have Laura Daniels and David Gourlay against Kerry Packwood and Greg Harlow. 2 o'clock, the current champions Julie Forrest and Stuart Anderson taking on Sandra Bailey of Ireland and Mark Dawes, followed by Alison Melian and Paul Foster against Carla Banks and Les Gillett, and in the evening, Sophie Tolchard and world number 1 Nick Brett against little Catherine Redknapp and Robert Paxton. Well, I'm afraid that's all we have time for today from Potters Resorts, and so until tomorrow, it's a very good night. God bless everybody. Bye bye.